Hey everybody, this is Paul, 125 Roller Coaster Challenge, and we're here at Idlewild for the first time and Soak Zone. And we actually just entered, this is a very unique park here, and we're going to do a full explore here, but so this is parking area A. So you actually go to the front gate and you actually park right there. When you pull in there, you actually get your pass and all that. They already gave me my wristband for the day here. So we're going to come in here from parking lot A. There's no real main entrance, but we're going to basically start from here and work our way up. So first thing I want to do is show you right here at the bottom of the hill is actually what they call Storybook Forest. And this is at the far end of the park. And later on, we're going to do a full park walkthrough of this, a POV. So you can actually see the whole thing here. But this is the Welcome to Storybook Forest. So that's what that is. But from there, we're actually going to head right on up here, and we're going to show you all the different things that Idlewild has with this full park walkthrough here. So, yet again, there's different areas that you can actually enter. You can go higher up the hill. You can go more towards the main part there. I decided to go to parking area A just because I figured we'd start from the bottom and work our way up to the top there. So, but if you're familiar with our Explore series, we did a little bit of research, but we are going to be checking this park out as you check out this park, because the reality is we were here about 5 years ago, and I remember that it was a very unique kind of park, but it is part of the Palace Entertainment area. So now, because of that, we were able to come in here, no parking, no admission, so it worked out pretty well getting that Plat Pass this year. So this is a new park for us. So let's show you here. So this is called the Jumping Jungle. So now, if you're familiar with Idlewild, this is a family park. So if you're looking for thrill rides, that's Dollywood in the chain here. But so this is an area here. Got the Mystic Wild Jungle Maze. And then over here you got cargo nets. You tell kids are going up the cargo nets. And there is the Jungle Juggler. And then the Jungle organ there. So it's a nice little alcove here, and we'll continue to head up the hill here. Yet again, this is a family park, so it's going to be mostly families, and we're here on a Thursday, so it's we're hoping for a little bit less of a crowd than on the weekend. But the other thing, Pennsylvania this year, we're doing it in mid-June, and apparently this is the rainy season, because this supposed to be a sunny day, but as you can tell, not really a sunny day today. So now right here we got Annie Ann's, which we see at a lot of parks now. So I love that, because that is very much a Lancaster, Pennsylvania thing there. And we'll be doing a Let's Eat later on this season, so make sure you check back. And over here, this is their log flume, Paul Bunyan's Log and Toboggan. And here's the drop right here. Now, this is a smaller log flume, but of course you know I'm going to be riding it. Might be small, but that's a pretty good splash that they have there. So, and here's like basically the end of parking lot A. So now we're kind of like in the heart of this park. All right, so we try to show you every part of the park here, and I actually missed an entire section of the park. So over here by the Paul Bunyan's Log and Toboggan, there is actually a section over here that I did not even know about, that I want to make sure that we add into the end here. So this is the first time we're actually doing a extended dance party mix here when it comes to our explorers. But right here is Lot A, and we showed you where the Log and Toboggan is. But when you come around here, there's actually a couple of attractions over here that we completely missed earlier. And the main thing here is the train. I found out when I was talking to the Storybook characters, I was like, where's the train at? And they were like, oh, it's over there. And I was like, I never saw that. So this is the train, and of course we're going to try to do a POV of that later on today. But I want to show you this whole section around here, because like I said, we try to show you every aspect of the park. And the other reason why I knew that I missed something was, so this is Loihana right here, Loihana Limited. But the thing that really got me was the Confusion Hill. This was the run ride when Jeannie and I went a while ago. Queues open at 11, 6:30, stuff like that. This is such a weird attraction. It is so like disorienting. So we wanted to show you where that was. So if you're looking for where to go here, right there is Potato Patch, French fries, and all that. And right there's that mine area that we showed you before. And there's the Howler. So that's how you get to this little area here where the train is. So if you're interested, we're going to add that in there. And let's get back to explore. So let's walk over here. Here's another view of Paul Bunyan Lagoon Toboggan. A little bit of a splash there already. A pre-splash splash. And I've always loved log flume, so we're definitely going to be enjoying this a lot today. Hopefully we get a log coming through. Here comes a log. Here it comes through. Boom. So there you go. And of course over here you got Dippin' Dots, because no matter where you're at, there's always the Dippin' Dots. Here's the Lagoon Toboggan entrance right here. So if you want to come in there. And over here it looks like that's all picnic groves. So let's head over this way. This is a barbecue pit food area. And they have the mine shaft kitchen. So if you're looking for food, right here over by the Lagoon Toboggan, they have it here. Yet again, we're going to be doing a Let's Eat later. Over here is guest services. It looks like we're starting to get more and more into the heart of this here. So just like most parks here, you got to convert your cash into a card. And there's our gift shop, the general store. And over here is the Hoot and Holler Mining Company. So they've got the old sifting through the gemstones. And over here, this is Potato Patch Fries. If you're familiar with Dutch Wonderland and of course Kennywood, Potato Patch is a huge draw there. So now that we're getting more and more into the heart of the park, because like I said, we just saw guest services. So, oh look at this, you actually got some active water coming through here. Now we're starting to get into some of the attractions. And right here is the Howler, which is a standard at a lot of these parks nowadays. Right here you've got, basically sit in it, it spins as you shift around. So like I said, this is becoming more and more at a lot of parks. Even Hershey Park has a Howler. Now, just like the Knoebels and stuff, paths divide everywhere you go. So right here you actually have breakfast bites and just delights, which is a bagel and funnel cakes and all that. So I guess in the morning they give you the breakfast, but then in the afternoon it becomes a snack shack. Over here got some Hoot and Holler Hotel. And over here you got the saloon, 4-quarter saloon. And over here you've got Moonshiners, which is another food stand. So we've definitely found a lot more food stands than we have rides at this point. So that's Moonshiners. And over there the paths divide, but they both go across the stream right here and take you to one of my favorite flat rides, which is Howler. So now we're kind of in the heart of the park. I think it's called the Old Idlewild section. So right here is a fairly up-to-date, looking great actually, spider. A lot of these spiders are older rides that you don't see much anymore, but right here, that is a beautiful looking one here. Kid approved, the sign says. And over here's the restrooms. But yep, so there's the restrooms, and up there is a sky tower. So we're gonna go up and then we'll go back down. So let's take you up here. Now, like I said, kind of just got here and just started doing the walkthrough, which is kind of like how I like to do the Explorers. So, but like I said, as we progress farther and farther along, we're going to, wow, those are all picnic areas there. So this is definitely a picnic grove with rides. So as we come up here, these are more pavilions here. So this is all pavilions. So down here is where you're actually going to find the rides. It looks like a lot of people get the pavilions for the day. Now there is a water park here called Soak Zone, which is close to Soak City, so I'm surprised they're able to use it. But Soak Zone, and when you deal with the water park, that will be a completely separate video. So there will be an explorer of the Soak Zone later. But Like I said, this is one of the best looking spiders I've seen in a long time. Not going yet though. And it is early in the day. I got here about an hour after opening. I don't like to get here with openings just because you get crowds at the gate, but not really a big thing here because your gate aspect is when you come in. So right here's the bumper cars. Show you how these look. Yet again, there's no island here, so it is kind of anarchy goes. And these are called the scooters. And then right next to that, there's a nice little photo op here. But right next to that is the, looks like a paratroopers. Yep, they have a paratroopers right here. Show you that real quick. There's the paratroopers. And in the back there, it looks like they have a roundup, but I'll wander back there in a second. Right in front of me here is the old classic balloons. You see these a lot. I think this is an parallel ride, but if you know, let me know in the comment section. Right there's the old water fountain. Don't see those that much anymore. But this is called the balloon race. This park reminds me a lot of Del Grosso and a little bit like Knoebels with the way the entrance is wherever you walk in. But here is that. And right in front of us there going is a roundup. Been seeing a lot of these lately at the parks. And actually, we already came across our second Annie Ann's. So Annie Ann's are definitely showing up at parks now. Let's show you the roundup. This is a giant roundup. This is one of the bigger roundups I've seen in a long time. Wow, that is actually huge compared to most of them that we see. And like I said, right there is balloon race. There's a good sign for the scooter. And right there's a paratrooper. So a lot of traditional rides here at this park. And I'm going to head over this way real quick here. So this seems to be the heart of the park. So if you're looking for that, over here you got some cottages here. Committee rooms, so I guess you can have meetings and stuff like that here. This is a good park to do unplugged, even though it's getting a little bit more musical than it was before. So I gotta keep talking because we don't like to get copyrighted on these, but right here's a game. We found the first game, the fishing pond. And then over here, so this is a celebration station. This is where you have birthday parties and stuff like that. So that's where the speaker's coming from with the music. And the sun actually came out, which is usually a good thing, but when I'm filming, usually not a great thing. All right, so we're kind of zigzagging back and forth here, but there's the season pass booth right there. Here's the fountain, so that seems to always be a middle area. I think the first time I came here, we came down this hill for the fast fill. So we're gonna go up this way, then we're gonna come back down the other side. So right here we got a nice little food area. Yep, there's a parking area right there. So this is the Hillside Grill. So if you haven't realized it, we're on a hill. And then people are already there, get the Big Rick's combo. And right over here is the Carousel Creamery. And here's like the fountain, so this would be like the main focal point. Like I said, it's starting to see a lot of carnival games here. There's a whack-a-mole right there. As we come over here, right in the heart of it is a scrambler. So you gotta love traditional scramblers. Over here you have sweet treats. But yeah, there's a good scrambler. Head over this way. So right there's the fountain. Over here you got a whole wall of games. You got the goblet toss, you got the lobster pots, and you have a little bit of an arcade. And right here is sweet treats. Gourmet apples. Those are always fun. Now right here in front of me is one of the marquee rides, which is Rollo Coaster. So this is probably, to me, the marquee ride here. This is a traditional wooden coaster. Not really high up in the ground. RC's there. Not really high up in the ground, but it's got great seating, and it's actually a lot of fun. I remember having a lot of fun with that when I came here. And then right over here is the carousel. 125-year-old carousel. Actually a lot older than that, going on 150 years. But traditional horses and stuff.
All clear.
They're all clear, so they're getting ready to, well, not really get out of here, but So here's Idlewild signs here. So it's PTC number 83. This beautiful carousel is built by Toboggan Company. So that is a classic there. We're going to come back over here. So I'll give you a point of reference. Right here's the scrambler. And right there's the fishing pond that we saw before. So we're going to, right here's a funnel cake stand. Grind it up a little bit there. And there's Idlewild Emporium, where is basically the gift shop here. There's a basketball game here. And right here it tells you that you have Raccoon Lagoon. So let's see what Raccoon Lagoon is. Gotta make it a little bit brighter here. So there is the sign. Why is it so dark? Got a water fountain there. There's Raccoon Lagoon. There we go. Now it's blown out. All right, here we go. So this is kind of pretty here. And right there, that's a Wild Mouse. We'll show you the entrance for that. That's the second of the two roller coasters that they have here at the park. So we're going to see Raccoon Lagoon. Very nice covered bridge here. Not really covered, but very pretty bridge. This reminds me a lot of, not quite Kennywood, but it definitely reminds me of Knoebels, how you have the bridges going over the streams. Now this is a lot bigger than a stream though. This is actually borderline, definitely a stream, borderline, I wouldn't say river, but definitely, it's definitely not a creek, so, or creek, depending where you're from. But this is the Raccoon Lagoon. And right there is Ricky's Gifts. I don't know who Ricky is, but he has gifts. And right over there, of course, is a restroom. So right here is Ricky's Cafe for Dippin' Dots. That's a gift shop. Over here looks like there's a nice little stage. Trolley welcome card. So this is where you go with the Daniel Tiger's neighborhood kind of stuff here. Daniel Tiger's Terrific Day Show. They also have that over at Dutch Wonderland. But so this is the kiddie area here. So usually we separate these out, but because this is such a kid park, we're just going to show you this section here that has all kids rides. So it's Raccoon Lagoon if you want to go see the kids stuff. And right here you got a nice little car ride here. Actually a nice long car ride here. Oh, there you go, speeding forward, those guys. And then over here you actually have a little motorcycle ride called Raccoon Racers. Very nice little right here. And this one's called Ricky's Racers, so Ricky's very popular here. And look at the size of the kids though. These are real little kids. So, and that's the entrance to Soak Zone that we'll show you in another video. But let's come through here through this lagoon. But yep, Soak Zone's that way. And because the weather is supposed to be kind of iffy today, we're definitely going to be knocking out the Explorers pretty quick as soon as we get here. Okay, so I don't recommend doing this, but because there's a lot of kids here, I'm going to jump over here real quick here and show you the dinosaurs. So instead of dinosaur, it is the Dinosaurus. So this is the cute little kids attraction right here. The Dinosaurus. So there's the Dinosaurus. And right there's the entrance to Soak Zone. And we come back this way, we're going to go back on the path. It's been very rainy in Pennsylvania this year, so it's a lot of mud. Alright, here's a teacup. Little kid teacup, which is adorable. It's called Tea Party, which every kid loves. And you come over here, you actually got airplanes, which are actually called Red Barons. So this is the Red Barons ride. Make it a little bit darker there for you. Red Barons ride. And as we come over here, giant fountain in the middle, which is awesome, to be honest with you. Usually don't see a great fountain like that. Right there is the turtles, the little turtles. And this is Scampers, which is a little car ride here. But here's the turtles. Turtles are definitely a Kennywood kind of thing there. This is a small version there. And over here, this is Scampers. Show you what the cars look like quick. Those are very adorable. And then we're almost out of Raccoon Lagoon. There's a sign for turtles. And over here you got the Doodle Bug. See what the Doodle Bug looks like. You want to talk about a classic ride? The Doodle Bug is the definition of a classic ride. But there's that fountain, which is simply beautiful here. And we're going to head across here. It's a nice little picnic area for people. One more time, let's get a good shot of the fountain. And we're going to start heading out of Raccoon Lagoon. There's a path over here. I wonder where that goes. It looks like it goes out of the park. So there's a chain link. So over here, this is the fun and safety. Oh, Daniel Tiger's neighborhood. So this is the trolley. So we're going to do a POV of this later on today. I did this ride before. It is definitely great for kids, especially if they love Daniel Tiger. As we come over this way, here is their train. And right there is the Ricky's Gift Emporium. So we basically went through the entire Raccoon Lagoon. But there's the train. I was going to do a POV of the train, but you know what? It doesn't look like a... it doesn't look like a huge track, so we might not do that today. But that is Raccoon Lagoon. So we're going to make sure that we feature that in the photos, because this is definitely a kids section within a kids park. So, and right there's that show area. So that's where we went before. So let's go back across the bridge and get back into the main area of Idlewild. There's still a couple main attractions I want to show you guys. So, but if you like what you're watching, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. We're going to have a lot of stuff on Idlewild coming in soon. So at the end of this video, you're going to actually see our playlist, and that's where you're going to see all the different things we filmed that day. We always drop our Explorer first. There's a great view of the Wild Mouse as we come across. But if you look, 99.9% of the people here are young families with kids. So this is definitely, if you're in Western Pennsylvania, instead of having little kids sections in Kennywood or Cedar Point, you come here and this is a kids paradise. Right here in the middle of Lenoir, I believe it is. Lenoir, Pennsylvania. So it's in the middle of the Laurel Highlands. So it's all about hiking and all that kind of stuff here. All right, so we're back where we are. Right there is the Emporium, which is our gift shop. And there's one of the games. And like I said before, right over here is, I believe they call it the fishing pond. Yep, there is the fishing pond. So now we're going to head this way deeper into the dry park. So there's some more games. We're definitely going to be doing a Let's Play today. And like I said, if you had traditionals, you had the carousel, which is right there, and all that. You got to have a tilt and whirl. There's the carousel going right over there. For point of reference is roller coaster. Right there, that is the tilt and whirl. There's another little arcade alcove there. Here goes that tilt and whirl going. And then right behind there is the Wild Mouse, which is the second roller coaster that they have here. And of course, another one that you got to look at is the Flyers. So of course they've got fairly new looking Flyers here. Let me see what their name is. Once Upon a Dime. That would be great if the prices are still a dime. We'll find that out there. But there goes roller coaster. And above roller coaster there, that is the high-end parking lot there. So the Flyers are actually called Flying Aces. And there's roller coaster. You can see there's a nice line for it. But yep, there you go with the Flyers. And right here is the Wild Mouse. But it looks like the Wild Mouse might be closed today, but it might be a late opening. So fingers crossed we can get on both of those today. Because this wild mouse is one of the crazier wild mice. Wild mouse is an extensive mechanical refurbishment inspected ride. Will open in June 2025. Well, it is June 2025, but it's still have a little bit of time left here. So we're heading up this way here. Bringing excitement to family time. So it looks like we're getting ready to head into Soak Zone, but right here you actually have a pizza place, Boardwalk Pizza and more. So it's not just pizza, there is and more. And right over here is the first aid station. So coming out across here. And it looks like we're getting ready to enter the Soak Zone. So now we're going to do a separate explore on the Soak Zone. So when we get to the gate, we're going to shut this down. But like I said, look over at the end screen there. You get the playlist, get you everything. And yeah, there we go. This is Soak Zone. So this is Paul 125 Roller Coaster Challenge. He just did a complete walkthrough of Idlewild from the bottom all the way up to the top. Now, there's going to be a lot of different POVs that we're going to be doing today, but this is the Explorer, and soon we're going to show you the Soak Zone. So if you like what we do, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. It's a simple click for you, but it means a lot to us. Definitely also consider our memberships, where we do exclusive rides, videos of different rides and challenges and all that kind of stuff there. So if you like our content, membership's $1.99, definitely worth it there. So right there is the flyers, and right there is the sign. Have a great day.